In this report, the ultimate consumer protective caravan buyer's checklist. Because I love you in a deeply platonic but insufferably superior way, my Dingo Piss Creek visiting aluminium boxed bogan bro. It's free too, both the love and the checklist. But the checklist is more valuable, obviously, because it's the due diligence you need. If you feel the need for taking your effluent out on a big fat tour of the outback in a brand new, acoustically transparent aluminium chitoir in Australia. I'm John Cadogan from AutoExpert.com.au, and I get new cars cheap for buyers here in Australia. La. Website for that, obviously. Or you can just click the card that's up there now, dude. Maybe, if I'd had a checklist, perhaps it would be up there every single damn time, wouldn't it? And then we could all get on with the stuff that really matters, such as taking a dump and stirring the special fried rice without once leaving our seats. I'm sure that's why you do it, you caravanners. From one end of the human digestive tract to the other, caravan is really all about the efficiency. Only, I'm not feeling it. What I am feeling is the literally brilliant sponsorship of OLIGHT in this video. Big sale tonight at 8 p.m. Details to follow. One thing I will say now, though, is that if you're going out there to the shores of the fabled Urea Billabong after dark with Tiffany without an OLIGHT, that really is too close to the edge, in my view. Like, dude, she might want to play doctor, and one would not want to disappoint. Were I you, which, frankly, I would never be. So, the Australian Caravan Council, which is just like your local council, only useful and not staffed by gold medallers in the hopeless pedantry Olympics, they just threw me a bone by email, and by extension you get to chow down on this fine bone too if you want. So that's nice. If you're into this kind of thing, caravanning, I'm sincerely sorry, dude. Like, nobody deserves that. Just, I don't know, try and be stoic about it. Definitely do not ponder the number of nights you could have spent in a hotel with hotties for all that cash. Visit caravancouncil.com.au instead. Lots of interesting info there about audits of caravan and camper trailer manufacturers and need-to-know stuff generally. I actually really like them. It's hard to be Luke with the Galactic Empire circling all around, and that's exactly what they do. Kind of. Colin Young is a rather nice bloke at the Caravan Council. He's the big cheese there, I guess. Like, apologies to any unknown even bigger cheese, if there is one, but hey, dude, Cole wants your job. That's pretty clear. And don't shoot me over this, I'm just the messenger. So, Cole sends me his checklist last week. It's 2 pages, 27 questions. It all makes proper sense. Like, it could do with a proofread, but it's logical. It's full of important questions most people simply would not think to ask. Cole's a professional engineer, so there's no hope for him. Like, engineers never get the chicks, but they do make sense, and they can recite the prime numbers backwards from 200. We all get tested on that, and 183 isn't one, dude. Obviously. Vital homework before you even consider signing a contract and commit to any large financial transaction. Firstly, and most importantly, use the Caravan Council of Australia's 2-part buyer assist evaluation and comparison to determine exactly what caravan you want, need, and can afford, so you don't get talked into buying something that does not ideally suit your desired travel plans or is outside your budget. Just like cars, dude, isn't it? Like, it's easy to say shit yeah in the heat of the moment, spend the big buckaroonies, and then regret it big time for years to come. Salesman, like, so persuasive. And I get the feeling that the caravan retail landscape is even further west than the wild, wild west of car dealerships. Hashtag Australia. So, it's important to separate research from procurement, is what I'm saying, and many people don't. Go figure. And yet, these same people breed and vote. Winston Churchill said so famously that the most powerful argument against democracy was a 5-minute conversation with the average caravaner. I'm paraphrasing. The Caravan Council's 2-page checklist is broken down into 3 convenient sections. History of the supplier and the manufacturer, like have they got runs on the board? And then second, there's business practices, which covers things such as, do you supply a certified public weighbridge ticket stating both the tear mass and the empty ball loading? Yes or no? And there's this, does the stated tear mass include all standard equipment and all other items that are stated on the sales contract? Yes or no? I really would want to know that too, because the optional chrome vanadium rooftop saxophone holder, the sintered carbide toilet seat and the massage club lounge, like all this stuff adds extra kilos and it's usually a zero-sum proposition on the kegs. Do you conduct a detailed pre-delivery inspection on each vehicle before it is sold? If yes, is the report signed and supplied with the vehicle? Yes or no? Yeah, on balance, I'd really want to know that too. I wonder how many caravan buyers, A, actually ask stuff like this, and B, bother to get the answers in writing. More on this in just a sec. It'll be real edge of the integrated shower and dunny seat stuff. But right now, OLIGHT would like to give you a big fat discount on their excellent range of flashlights. There's a sale tonight at 8 p.m. That would be Thursday, the 24th of February, until midnight tomorrow, the 25th. One of my favourite torches is on sale, up to 35% off with a free patch. Yes, that's for the Warrior Mini 2 in regal blue. This one here with the rose gold highlights. Ooh. And it's bright as a mother lover too. I'll have you know that I carry a black one of these babies all the time. Here it is right now. Even when I'm, this is my EDC, and I love that torch. Not quite as much as I love wife number 6, but certainly more than wives 2 to 5 inclusive, easily. It's bright enough to be super effective, like it's tactical with a switch on the back, boom, okay, but it also has the side switch right here, so it's sort of practical for everyday uses. It's quite amenable to a range of different tasks. I've dropped this EDC one roughly 1 million times, just like that, and it continues to resist my diligent efforts to destroy it. Let's put that to the test right now, shall we? Stand by. Yes, told you so. There's also a thing called an i5R EOS in pink, which they call plum. Isn't that just gorgeous personified? Out of the tree of life, I just picked me a plum. Frank Sinatra, it's a classic. This one's under $45, that's 35% off, and it is beyond handbag friendly, I'd have to say. As is the Blue Mini 2. I really like them, they're quite the fashion haute couture items. Permit me just to be a little bit Machiavelli on all of this, shall I? I'd get one of those too, this one or that one, for that special someone in your life, your Tiffany, your Pandora perhaps. Just to show them how much you really care about dodging the scrutiny typically flowing from your solo acquisition of something like a swivel, which is one of the best portable work lights ever. So versatile. The blue swivel is currently on sale for just over $50, and that's 35% off also. And because you've been so magnanimous to the one you love, grab yourself one of these, dude. I'll just whip it out, so to speak. It's called a diva. This is my second O-knife, and I have to say I'm really liking it. It's slick. It's got a G10 handle and a 3.5-inch blade. Big choil up the front right here for fine work and nice jimping on the back. Yes. Ambidextrous deployment too. It's got this nub on the blade that likes it both ways. Yes. Tip down carry in the pocket clip, so it's good to go out of the pocket, and modified sheep's foot, so not too pointy. And a liner lock for safety. It won't fold up on your fingers. Now, it's got an N690 stainless steel blade with a flat primary bevel, and that blade is FDA food safety standard approved too, so no wuckers if you get attacked by an apple or a leg of pork, or an apple and a leg of pork working as accomplices. That's common. They team up all the time. Bastards. And finally, there is this deep sea blue version of the Baton 3, which is also great because the box, which is reminiscent of ye olde worldy Zippo, is actually a charger. Like, it's got a battery inside to top up the tiny torch as much as 3.7 times before you need to plug into the wall type charger, which is USB based. And this thing is crazy bright at up to 1200 lumens, which is insane for a device this compact. And it's got a magnetic base, so you can stick it on anything made of steel, or even the brim of your dome cover should you need an impromptu instant head torch. Just like that. As the director said so apocryphally to the aspiring actress, when it's up there you won't even feel it. Links in the description, and of course use the code AEJC for 12% off for any items which are not on sale in perpetuity, but not including the X9R. I don't know why. Do it, dude. Tiffany will be internally grateful. Now, finally, on the Caravan Council's checklist is the third and perhaps most important section pertaining to your specific intended chitoir. The Tiffany of vans, your new sun-eclipsing monument to effluent hauling in kitchen crapperism. The van who can't say no and against whose advances you are powerless. Do you carefully appraise all ratings of the intended and advised in writing tow vehicle in order to ensure that the proposed fully loaded caravan can be safely and legally towed? Yes or no? Compliance, dude, like such a big issue, especially with the arms race in full swing out there all the way to Dingo Piss Creek. More is more, of course, when it comes to vans. Like, it's almost as if you're compensating. Of course, the problem with that 3.5-ton chitoir of your dreams, after which you've been lusting, is that towing it is probably nigh on impractical and completely unworkable in practice, even with the local pimp's Land Cruiser. Was the gas system of the proposed caravan installed and certified by a qualified gas fitter? Yes or no? There's a similar question in the Caravan Council's checklist pertaining to the electrical system too, like was it installed and certified by a qualified electrician? I wouldn't want monkeys doing any of that stuff that could, zap me or blow me up, frankly, and the fact that those questions even exist in the checklist implies to me that, unlike in a domestic dwelling, such as yo house, where gas and electrics cannot be installed by chimpanzees, at least not legally, perhaps the same regulations about trade qualifications do not pertain to vans and RVs. There's a sobering thought, because you could be quite some distance from emergency medical support when you're, out there, couldn't you? Anyway, that is just a prick tease of 6, I think, of the 27 total questions raised in the Caravan Council's free van buyers checklist. And all jokes aside, my ZZ Top bearded, Mick Dundee hat wearing, beer gutted, thong singlet and stubbies wearing significant other of Kaz, devoted father of Charlene, Lisa, with 2 E's obviously, and little Muzz. Dude, there's a hell of a lot of money on the table here. It's the inheritance, basically. Like, little Muzz doesn't need that PhD in astrophysics, not really. Not when you live walking distance from the Steggles processing plant. That's real job security right there, I'd suggest. I mean, what's astrophysics ever done for society? Am I right? Those funds you are about to blow on a glorified aluminium chitoir, it's enough to retire to the presidential suite of a fairly seedy resort like 2 blocks back from the beach in Mexico, with medium-class, let's call them executive assistants, on tap 24/7. But hey, dude, have it your way. You know best. It's your cash. It's not like there's going to be a massive glut of these things just slightly used the very instant all the COVID travel restrictions come off, is it? I would respectfully suggest that due diligence is a thing, and it is completely down to you to ask the tough questions before you pay one brass razoo. They'll be right on the page in front of yous. Both of yous. Perhaps even all 5 of yous. Link in the description to Colin's most excellent checklist, and visit caravancouncil.com.au, #not sponsored, for all that good stuff on vans and auditing the manufacturers and, I don't know, how to crack one off and shower at the same time with a spatula in one hand and a stubby in the other, and the vibrating club lounge full of like-minded individuals all having a glorious time on the bank of the Golden Confluence. Added bonus, I won't be there, ever. But there is Wi-Fi now, so that's a blessing. Seriously, dude, download the checklist and use it. Any manufacturer or Van Deelen man in our wide brown Van Deelen land who will not sit down and work through that checklist with yous, well, that'd be the red flag from hell, wouldn't it just?